Hi, my name is Karina Constantine. I am a teacher for the Palm Beach School District. I've worked in classrooms with students with disabilities, with autism. I've worked with English language learners, and I am a huge advocate for technology, especially with how us teachers were thrown into virtual learning with COVID, but for any reason. I also, you can see behind me, am a doctoral student, wrong side, at FIU. And my dissertation is on high technology and utilizing it within a universal design for learning setting to help engage students and help reach every type of learner. I'm specifically focusing on virtual reality, but today, my biggest thing was to show you and give you a little crash course on how to use Nearpod to make engaging lessons that are interactive for your students and that can be utilized not just in a virtual setting if you're teaching online, but also inside of the classroom if you have a smart board and you want your students to come up and have that visual support and be engaged by doing various activities that the Nearpod platform actually allows you to create. So I'm not going to waste too much time. I wanted to immediately show you two ways to get to Nearpod. So if you are working at a district that does not have Nearpod, you can go to their website by going to nearpod.com. It'll take you over here, and then you can just sign up for free as a teacher, and make yourself a little account. And that's will take you to the platform that I'm going to take you to now. If you are a teacher in the Palm Beach School District or any other district that has Nearpod, all you do is sign into your portal. You can see I'm already signed into mine. And this is what our platform looks like. We go up here to the search area. We type in Nearpod. And your Nearpod tile should pop up. You double click on it, left click on it, and it'll open your personal Nearpod platform, which will look the exact same as if you joined it going to the website. The only difference is your district might have purchased the Nearpod library, which provides you so this is what the platform looks like. Over here is where I'm going to create my own lessons. I already have one up that we're going to preview so I can show you some of the things you can do. And then we're going to make a lesson together. But if you're not that brave yet, you can come over here to the Nearpod library and find all kinds of lessons. Here's your subject areas. So let's say I'm looking for math. I want kindergarten math. And then up here, I can do shapes. And Nearpod has all of these lessons that you can try out in your subjects area. And when you open up the lesson, you can test it out by previewing it. And my Wi-Fi is a little slow, so it's not loading as fast there. So now I'm in preview and I can see what this lesson's all about. You'll see on either side of Nearpod, there's arrows. This arrow will take you to the move you forward. This arrow will move you back. And you can see what lessons they have available and all the little things they have. So you can check it out. They have little quizzes. There's a quiz. I'm going to show you how to make that. I personally, I'll look at some of the lessons, but I like to make my own lessons. That way they're customized. And especially having worked with students with autism that need things such as matching and memory and 3D and virtual and those kind of things. I like to create my own and then also put a visual schedule within my Nearpod, which I'm also going to show you how to do that. So if you click up here, on this blue, it'll take you back to your Nearpod platform. So now we're back to Nearpod. So anytime you want to return to this platform, you just click on this little Nearpod icon up here. It'll take you back to your platform. Let's take a quick look at one of the lessons I have prepared. So I created this from scratch. It's a science lesson on the solar system. And if you click on the preview, it'll take you to this preview area. To make it full screen, you click on this little arrow that goes in opposite directions. It's always there on the top left corner, and you can preview the lesson. So you can see I created this, and I'm going to show you how to create them. I always put my standards. So if I'm doing a formal, or it always reminds me to give my standards and my objectives. And then I try to be as interactive as possible. I included a little video on the sun. So you can play that, stop and pause it at any point. As a matter of fact, they have a feature where you can automatically stop it at specific points and then do activities within the video. I'm going to show you how to do a PowerPoint and drop the PowerPoint, which will be the structure of your Nearpod. Nearpod just takes your PowerPoint and makes it interactive. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then like this is one of the activities that they offer. You can put in a 3D sun. Now, how exciting is it for you to have your child, let's say you put your Nearpod up onto a smartboard and your students can come up and play with the sun. So they love all this interactivity. Again, this is one of the slides I made that I put into Nearpod. Here is a picture I put for assessment, also using one of the tools for Nearpod. And I asked them to put an X through Earth so they can come onto the smartboard and use their finger and actually do as you asked, and you can see if they're actually getting it or not. Here's a little matching for some of my kiddos. Whether they're nonverbal on the lower end or the higher end, they have fun with this. I make a big game out of it for matching purposes. Let's match our Earth. So that's a nice little activity that they can come up and do. There's another slide I had in, another video. All I have to do is push play, the video plays. Again, I can stop the video at any point. Here's another slide that I had put in. Let's see what else I did in here. Okay, here's a virtual reality little trip that you can take, and the kiddos can come up and onto the smartboard and take a look around and see what they can see in outer space. By the way, and I'll show you how to do this too, you can show your lesson in two ways. You can do it as a live lesson in which each student can get onto their own device and join along, and then you can display their work on your screen, or you can do it as a preview and then they just join you at the smartboard to do it. That's probably the easiest way to do if you're a beginner with Nearpod. But I'm going to show you both ways. Another video that I inserted, another slide, another activity, making the moon go around the Earth. So you can see the kiddos can have a lot of fun doing these different activities that are interactive. And it's just a lot of fun. Oh, and then I can do a little poll at the end, see if they're understanding it. I can put my standards in. Remember to make it smaller. You come to the top left corner and you can decrease it again. To go back to your home portal, you just click on that little Nearpod home blue icon and it'll take you back to your portal. Now I'm going to show you how to create your own Nearpod lesson. And this is so exciting. You are not going to turn back. It's a little mountain at the beginning. It's a little overwhelming, but once you understand how to do it, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And once you actually create your own lessons, and it's something you can make a link and send to a sub, and they just have to touch the link and they can run through your Nearpod. It makes life so much easier. So it's one of those mountains you definitely want to climb because it makes life easier later on. So the first thing you do to create a lesson is click on create lesson. I can either do it there or I can do it up here. I can create a lesson. And it is going to take me to this page. Now, I have already pre-created a PowerPoint slide. And this is something you want to learn to do before you do Nearpod, because PowerPoint slide is a whole lesson on its own. So what you would do is create the PowerPoint slide that you want to make interactive. And let's title this. I'll click here where it says untitled lesson. I'm going to just put demo. Okay. And then I can either drag and drop my PowerPoint into this little area here, or I can just upload the file. So I'm going to upload the file, click on it. This is to upload it from my desktop. This is to go to my Google Drive and download it, or from your iCloud. I'm going to find this on my desktop. So I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to find the little PowerPoint that I had ready for this video, which was right over. Oh, wow, my eyesight is getting bad. There it is. Okay, pick that one, open, and you will see that Nearpod is now taking your PowerPoint and putting it inside a Nearpod, which is so exciting. Hopefully Wi-Fi will be good and it'll go quickly. When you see this down here where it says file processing, that means that it is taking your PowerPoint and getting ready to drop it into Nearpod. So we will wait patiently while it drops my slides into the Nearpod. And while it is doing that, oh, there it goes. I can see it dropping it there. You will see all of your slides are now, these are slides that I had made in my PowerPoint, and they are now in my Nearpod. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create activities between my slides that I had already pre-planned. So these are slides of my entire day. And I can now put activities inside of this. So our day always starts with a morning meeting. So I have a little message that I put on my slide. Now I want to find a morning song. So I want to insert a video. So I'm going to click on this little plus sign because I'm adding content. If you look down here, this is content. You can add slides. I prefer not to use the slides from Nearpod. They tend to be a little more complicated. I can add a video. That's what I'm going to show you now. I can add web content, vocabulary, 3D, which I love using. I'm going to show you that as well. A Pixit activity, a VR, which I showed you some of these already done in my science lesson. Those are some of my favorites for content. Under activities, you can do a little game called Time to Climb. You can do matching pairs. You can do a flip grid. You can do draw it. I'm going to show you that. And I'm going to show you memory test. You can do fill in the blanks, but those are little interactivities that you will put inside of your slides. So let's go back to content because I am now wanting to pick a video. So I click on video and it opens the video tab. Now you can either pick it from the video library, which I don't use. I normally use YouTube. You click on YouTube, which you can search. If you have a video that you have on your desktop, you can go to my video, or you can just upload a video. But I'm a big user of YouTube. So let's say I'm looking for a morning meeting song. So let's say good morning song. I can either already have my link ready and just paste my link there and it'll show find the video for me. Or I can actually do a search like I'm doing now, put good morning for kids. And I found all these good morning songs and, oh, I'm going to use this one. But let's say I just want to preview it, make sure it's what I like. I can click and play it right from there. Okay, yes, I like that one. I want to use it. So I'll pause it. It is selected and I go down here and I save. So what it's going to do is going to take that video and put it, oops, here is where if I wanted to, I could put little stops inside of the video, but I'm not going to want to do that. That's for another lesson. I'm going to save this video and it is going to drop it for me at the bottom of all my PowerPoints. So if you scroll down now, there it is again. Here's my bar. I'm going to scroll down. There's the video that I just added. I'm going to put this up here and I'm going to place it after my morning meeting. Okay. Now you'll see some of my student names. I want my students to be able to recognize their names, and I'll say, whose name is this? And they'll come up and they'll point to their name. And then I want them to be able to, on the next slide, select a way that they want to greet their friends. And I create this for my nonverbal students to be able to have that visual support to allow them to practice their social skills. So I'm going to show you how to now put an activity in. So again, we push on that plus sign. We're going to add another active slide. This time I want to use an activity, and I'm going to use draw it. Draw it allows me to drop a picture or a PDF into my visual that will allow them to draw on it. So I can either select something from Google, so I could search for a picture up here, and I'll show you that later. But right now, I'm going to use a PDF, and I'm not going to use it from the computer. I'm going to use it from my drive because that's where I have my greetings PDF. And I'm going to search for my drive up here. I can put my greetings. I'm looking for my greetings PDF, and it'll pop up. There it is, my greetings PDF. And I'm going to drop it into, there it is. So now when my students come, they can actually circle whether they want to do an air fist pump, a high five, blow a kiss, virtual hug, salute, or a wave. And I'm going to save that. And once again, it'll take that interactive activity and drop it to the bottom of my PowerPoint. So if I slide down, there it is, my interactive activity. So I'm going to take it up and drop it where slide, left click and slide it to where I want it. So I'm going to put it off to my friend Joaquin. And then I'm going to do that for each. If I want to copy and paste that, all I have to do is have it highlighted, and I can go and control copy, control paste. It drops it right next to it. So each student can have one. Control copy, control paste. Each student can have one. Okay, so that's how we do that. Now I get to language arts. Now let's say, oh, I want to add a 3D, and we are learning about sharks. We're going to read the misbehaving sharks in English language arts. So I come here, there are so many good choices. There is amazing things. You can see if you're doing the planets, every planet is there. Ancient times, you can show them the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Environment, let's say you're doing the human body. They're all the different systems that they will see as a 3D model. But I'm going to, for now, pick my shark, which was under staff picks. There it is. Highlight it, done. And guess what, friends? That's right. It gets dropped at the bottom of my slideshow. I'm going to left click and drag it to where I want it. So it's part of my English language arts. And I'm going to leave that right there. So I can put as much into my language arts. I can put a read aloud from YouTube. I can do a worksheet that I would put as a draw it, the same way I did this greetings page. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how to do that with math. So let's say in math now we are learning about shapes. And I want to put a draw it in from a PDF that's on my desktop. I'm going to go to activities. I'm going to click on draw it. And this time, I'm going to put the, well, also it's the same thing. I'm going to upload it. This time I'm uploading it from my computer. So instead of using the Google Drive like I did with my greetings, because that's where I had my greetings, I'm going to take it from my computer. And I have it right here, 3D shapes. It's a worksheet that I'm placing into my Nearpod so that when it shows up, the students can practice it by actually physically either using the pen that goes with a smartboard or using their finger. It's there, I'm saving it. If I wanted to, I could put some instructions. And then I drag it to wherever I want it. Left click and drag to Aftermath. So I showed a video, I showed a 3D model, I showed putting draw it in. So now I want to add, let's say we want to go on a virtual trip for science. Our field trip is going to be under the ocean. So I can go to our search and I can do under the ocean and see what it brings up for a virtual trip. And oh, I'm seeing ocean, but nothing under the sea. So I'll try a different keyword. Oh, there we go. There's under the ocean. So we're going to do a virtual trip under the ocean. I select it, done. Go down there. Remember, left click and slide it to where my science lesson is. Okay. Let me show you some of the other things. So let's say I have a web content that I want to do. I want them to be able to go to a website. I'm going to click on web content. I'm going to put the address in here. So let's say for my virtual reality class, we're doing class VR. So I can put the website in there. I can test the link. Awesome, it worked. So I can close that window and I can save. And guess where it pops up? That's right, at the bottom of my slideshow. So I'm going to take this and put it in my project learning base. That's what I want there. Okay. For writing, I'm going to show you how to find a picture with a draw it. So let's say I'm doing a picture word induction model. So I want my students to do a title to a photo. So I'm going to use this activity. I'm going to do draw it. And I'm going to choose a picture of a dolphin. So I'm going to upload background image up. Instead of using this one to select a file from your computer or this one to select a file from your drive, I can come up here and find a picture. So let's say dolphin and search. And it'll show me some pictures. Oh, which one do I like? I think I like this one. Select it, save, and it'll pop up. Now, earlier I said you could write instructions, but I didn't show you how. So if you want to do instructions, you just click on that instruction tab and you can put in here, you can say, give a title to this photo. And that'll save it. And then you come down here and you save. And once again, it drops your new slide on the bottom of your PowerPoint. And you can go down here, left click and slide it to where you want it. I want it with writing. All right, let's go look at some of the others. I showed you how to do a video. I showed you how to do web content. I showed you how to do 3D. I showed you how to do a field trip. Of course, you can play with some of these others. It's pretty straightforward. Once you know how to do one and you play around it, becomes pretty straightforward. Some of the activities, time to climb the game, which I'll show you maybe on another day, or you can just experiment on your own. One of my favorites is matching pairs. So let's click matching pairs. So we're going to have our students practice tacting and reading. So I'm going to add a pair, click on add a pair. And for this one, I'm going to use an image and I'm going to use it off the website. Again, I could get it from my Drive. I could get it from my Google Drive, or I can just look for it on the web. So I'm going to put a dog. And I'm going to pick a dog, that cutie, save it. And I want to match it. I can either do the exact same picture for kids that are on VB Maps maybe and want to match actual pictures, or for students that are a little higher and learning words, I could add a text. So I'm going to enter text over there and I'm going to put dog. Done. And I'll do 3 pairs just to show you how it looks. All right, I'm going to add a pair. So we're doing animals. So let's do a cat this time. I'm going to look for a cat, search. Oh, let's do that cat. Save. And I could add another image and make it the exact same cat so they can match it. Or let's do it just so you can see what that looks like. Cat. And I'm going to use the exact same image so that they're matching images. Okay. And then I can add another pair. Okay, so you can do that. So once you're done, you can do as many pairs as you want to. You click done. And then you save. And this little activity, I'm going to stick somewhere else between one of my slides. Let's say we use it as a brain break. Between calendar and fine arts, we'll put it there. As you can see from my slides, I've done an entire visual calendar for my day. And I use it for the entire week, and it just makes life so easy because the students know to look up at the smartboard to see what they're doing next and all that good stuff. All right, so let's now see what I can still do from my activities list. Oh, I love this one too. This one is memory. This is a memory test. So here we got to, it's like how when you have cards upside down and you try to match it by memorizing its place. So let's say I'm going to do animals, since that was our theme, animals. And you'll see all the pictures here. So I'm going to put the tiger there, put a lion there. I'm going to put a giraffe there. Over here is a bar. You can scroll down for different animals. Put the raccoon there. Got that giraffe ready. Put the lioness there. And okay. So once you're done, you click on done. And you will have another brain break activity, which is a memory game, which is a lot of fun too. And the kiddos absolutely love it. Again, the new one always gets dropped at the bottom. I'll put that in social studies. So those are some of my favorite activities. I don't want to overwhelm you with too many of them, but that is how that looks. Now you can come to the bottom and save and exit. It'll take you back to the portal. And you will see there is your lesson. Now, this is some great things. The first thing you want to do is preview your lesson to make sure it came out right. So if you hover on top of your lesson, you will see at the bottom right preview. You're going to click on preview when you see the hand, and it's going to allow you to preview your lesson. Again, it shows it in a smaller version. All you have to do is come to the top left corner, click on that, and it will open it up for you. Now I can preview it. As you can see, I have my little welcome for the beginning of the day. Today is whatever day, July, blah, blah, blah. There's my morning message. Remember, these slides I created previously in PowerPoint. I created them knowing the structure that I wanted and planning what interactive activities I wanted to use Nearpod to put inside of my PowerPoint. So all you're doing is taking a PowerPoint and making it interactive using Nearpod. So remember, we put a video with a song. So let's make sure it plays. It plays. Fantastic. So we can pause it and go to our next slide. If you notice again, the arrows to the right moves it forward. The arrow to the left moves it back. Let me show you how to go back and forward. Very easy for a sub to use. If you have an assistant, a paraprofessional, any teacher. Okay, if you remember correctly, we have, I use this for my morning meeting. I'll say to the students, whose name's this? And then they will, the student, Joaquin, will stand up and come and point to his name. And then I will say, move to the next slide. Now, remember, I put in this PDF of greetings, and I'll say to him, how do you want to greet your friends? And then he can look at them. I'm like, do you want to blow a kiss, high five, fist bump? Let's say he decides he wants to wave. He can, on the smartboard, use his finger and circle wave, and then I'll have him wave to everyone. Now, remember, I'm now running it as a preview on a smartboard, but I can also do it live. And if I do, he would sign in with a code on his own device. And when he circles it, it would show up on my smartboard or on my computer to show me his selection along with his classmates' selections. And it's in real time, which is fantastic. All right, so I'm going to skip through these. I showed you how to put the greetings in, and let's move to our next slide. For language arts, I wanted to look at a shark. There was our 3D shark model that I put in. So the students can come up and use their fingers on the smartboard and play with a shark. They can make it bigger. They can make sure the shark brushed its teeth. They can see how many teeth the shark has. Again, if it's a live lesson and they're on their own devices, they can do it on their device, or they can do it on the smartboard in this preview mode that I'm showing you now. Again, I have my visual schedule. So I use the entire Nearpod as my schedule, my lessons, my everything, my guide to the day. I remember, oh, here was the matching game. So our students can match cat. They can match dog. And then it gives them a little score. Of course, kids love being interactive. If you want to do it again, you simply just go back and forward and you can bring your next student up for it. For fine arts, we didn't do anything there. Social studies. Oh, I put our memory test. So our memory test is just a memory game. Trying to remember what's where. And so you get it. And it gives you how many tries you did. Kids love doing that one. Again, I do interactivities inside of every, I have a slide and then about 3 interactive activities, then a slide. So I'm just keeping it short for you guys now. Our students can come up. Let's say we've watched a video on a sphere. I placed a video before this. Then I took a ball and let the class take a look at the ball. Kinesthetic learning, visual, spatial. Now they have the worksheet. They can use a pen or their finger and they can come up and practice tracing. And if they want to change color, they can come down here and change the color to blue. Lots of fun. If you want to erase it, you come there and erase it. So, or you can merely just undo what you did by using these arrows. So lots of fun with our worksheets. I think for science, we went on our virtual reality. If you remember, we put a virtual reality under the ocean. So the students can come up and actually look under the ocean and see what they can see. It's so exciting. Yay! And then let me see if I have some other. Oh, yes. And this was the website. So they can click and open up the website. It'll open it up separately. And you can actually go and explore the website. Make it bigger. When you're done, you can close that website, go back to your Nearpod lesson. That's the one thing about the using the website, it shuts it down. So you've got to open it back up again. Oh, and then remember, I found the dolphin for the writing. If you take a look, there's my instructions. Give a title to this photo. There's the photo that I selected, and the student can come anywhere with a pen and or their finger and write the title on the smartboard. How awesome is that? Picture word induction model right there, using high technology, which again, I'm a huge fan of, and research supports the use of technology in assisting our students. So they are definitely attracted to it and learn better with it. So that is how you create the lesson. Now, let's go back because I want to show you a couple of things. If you want to share this lesson, hover over the lesson, click on these 3 little dots up here, share with teachers. You've got share with teachers, duplicate, add to, export, all these things. I use share with teachers a lot. It gives you 2 options. You can do a preview only, which means the teacher can open it and use it as a lesson, but they cannot edit it. If you can copy it and send it to as many teachers as you want to, and they can run the lesson. That's how I do it for my subs. This Nearpod acts as my sub plan because everything's right in there. So they have to just touch on the link. I'm going to show you what that looks like and it'll open. But then I'm going to show you, if you copy it as an editable link, you can send it to anybody. They can decide to drop it into their Nearpod library. And when they make edits to their version of it, it will not change yours the way it does on the Google platform. So that is a great thing to do. So I'm going to just show you what that looks like. So I'm going to email myself. Let's pretend I have a sub. I'm opening my emails. I'm going to write to my sub, compose a letter. Sorry, Wi-Fi is being moody again. Okay, so I'm going to send it to my teacher friend, Miss Pacheco, Nearpod lesson. And I'm going to paste it there. I'm going to send it to myself too, so I can open it up, okay, and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm sending it. There it shows up in mine too, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So if you touch on this link, if any sub touches on the link, voila, guess what? It opens up the Nearpod. Now, because I did it as an editable one, it asks me, do you want to add it to your library? I'm going to say, yes, I want to add it to my library. And you'll see it come up as a duplicate because obviously the original's there. But for someone who's in a completely has their own account, it'll show up as a lesson, and I'll be able to edit this one without changing the original. If I want to just lose this completely, I can come over here and delete it. So I'm deleting my copy. So let me see what else. Okay, so here's the live participation. This is if you have students in the class who have their own iPads or Chromebooks, or you have students that are at home learning virtually. You can do a live participation. What it does is it opens up a code. It gives you a class code. They will go on to Nearpod and put that code in, and they will be able to follow the lesson by using the code. I do not need a lesson right now. But what that does is they can do the 3 model individually, independently on their device. When they partake in any kind of assessment or any of those worksheets, and they submit it, it shows up on your screen, and each student can see each other's work, which is always also a fantastic thing. I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to quickly give you guys my email in case you have any questions, because I'm happy, being the huge Nearpod fan that I am, and the tech nut that I am. I'm trying to find one of my, there we go. Here is my email. Let me see if doing with my finger will go faster. Please feel free to reach out to me, and I will happily answer any of your Nearpod questions. Oh, I'm not going to fit it all in. Oh, forgive my at. All right, I'm doing it up here. My at Palm Beach schools.org. And I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. So Karina.Constantine@palmbeachschools.org. Thank you so much for joining me. I will do any follow-up questions and another recording for any requests that are out there, but enjoy your Nearpod. It is an amazing tool, and I love using it. I use it on everything. So happy teaching, happy learning, and see you soon. Over and out.